Hi there, I'm Miss Haley with the Huntsville-Madison County Public Library System. And today I am going to show you how to make a very simple preschool craft of a snail on a leaf. And it's super duper cute. So what you will need to make this craft are some scissors, a glue stick, a pencil, a ruler. Hopefully you have a real ruler. Mine is a quilting ruler. It's what I've got. And 3 different colors of paper. You will need gray, green for your leaf, and any color you want really for your shell. I have chosen a teal color for my shell. So to start, what you want to do is take your gray paper. We're going to set those over there. Take your gray paper and along the length of it, so the long side, you're going to want to measure 1.5 inches. So I'm going to put my ruler here and measure 1.5 inches. If you have a regular ruler, you're probably going to be doing it this way. And make a little mark down there. And then come up here and make a little mark right there for 1.5 inches. Then lay your ruler across the piece of paper. Most rulers are about 12 inches long, so yours should go across a piece of construction paper. Construction paper is 12 inches long usually. And draw a line. And you're going to cut that out. So just cut along the line you made so that you wind up with a strip of gray construction paper that is 1.5 inches wide. And it'll be about 12 inches long. Okay, so you can set your gray paper aside. We're not going to need that for now, and we're going to put that piece up here until I'm ready for it. Next, what you're going to do is take your green paper, and you're going to want to draw a leaf. So you'll need your pencil again, and you want your leaf to be about the size of your hand. So my hands are grown-up hands, obviously. If you have smaller hands, that's okay, but you want it to be about, I'd say 3 inches wide. So you're going to make a teardrop shape. So you're going to just start that way, and you want it wide at the base. Just one big teardrop shape. So I'm not sure if you can see what I've drawn here, but a nice wide teardrop. And you're going to cut that out. If you need help cutting, that is okay. Mom or dad or whoever you live with can help you out. You might want a grown-up to help you with this part. Or not. Either way is fine. Alright, so now I have my leaf shape, and it's not a perfect shape, but that's okay. Leaves are all different. And we want to flip it over so that your pencil marks are on the back. If you're like me, I didn't do a very good job cutting off all the pencil marks, and there's still some on there. So we're going to make that be the bottom of our leaf. And you can set your paper aside. And now you want to cut out a strip of your shell color paper. You want that to be about 2 inches wide, so a little bit wider than your snail is your shell. So you're going to measure, if you guys can see what I'm doing down here, you're going to measure 2 inches from the edge of your paper and make a little mark. And then you're going to do the same thing on the top and measure 2 inches from the edge of your paper. Make a mark. Then line your ruler up with those marks so that you can draw a line between them. And that will give you your line to cut on for your snail shell. So once you've done that, you can set your ruler aside. You're not going to need that anymore. And you can cut out your strip of snail shell, which is what this paper is going to be. And again, you can use any color you want. I'm using a dark teal, but if you want your snail shell to be pink or blue or red or whatever color you want, it is your snail and you can do that. So we're going to set that aside. So now what you want to do, we've got our leaf, our snail, and our snail shell. And what you want to do is grab your snail And you're going to draw a little square right here at the top of one side. It doesn't have to be perfect. You might want it to be more of a rectangle, but you're going to do it a little bit in from the edges. And I will show you guys up close once I'm done drawing it on here what I'm doing here. So I've got a little rectangle right here. And we're going to cut that out. So we're going to leave this side and this side. And we're going to cut this out. And these are going to be our snail's eye stalks. So snails, you know, have those tentacle-like things sticking up off their head, and those are their stalks, and they are a very important part of their body. So, just like that, and you'll have your snail. So next you're going to draw two little eyes and a little mouth on him. And if you have a Sharpie or a black marker, that works really well. I only have my pencil today. So you're going to draw a little face on your snail. He's going to be a happy snail. And then you are going to fold him backwards like that. And I made that fold not quite halfway. Halfway would be right about here. So I made that fold a little bit higher than halfway so that you have your snail right there. And we're going to set him aside for now. We're not going to use the whole of that piece of paper probably. But next what you want to do is take your snail shell and you're going to start rolling it up. Now, I like to use my pencil for this, and this might be something that you need help with, but it's actually very good. Parents, this is a very good test skill for kids who are learning and developing their fine motor skills because it gets some good finger dexterity in there. But you're going to start by rolling it around your pencil. So you're going to hold it down on one end of your pencil, and you're just going to start rolling it up. Rolling it up. And if you're having trouble rolling, you can hold it down here and you can wrap. You can roll. You can wrap it around. Whatever you need. You want a pretty tight roll. You're going to roll them up. Try to keep it straight. If it's a little loose, that's okay. But you just want to roll it around your pencil. All the way up. And then once you've got it all the way rolled, just kind of squeeze it a little bit. You don't want to scrunch your paper, but you want to squeeze it a little bit so you have a roll. And then you can let go, and it'll unroll. And then you can unroll it again a little bit more so that what you wind up with is this sort of loose roll. And this is going to be our snail shell, which is pretty simple. So next, you want to take your leaf, and if you have a colored pencil, I think I forgot that at my beginning of my video there, but if you have a darker green colored pencil or a crayon, either will work. You can draw some veins on your leaf because no leaf is just simple. So I'm going to start by drawing one down the center of my leaf, like that. Maybe go over that one more time, make it a little bit darker. I want it to show up. And then from there you can start branching away from it. So you can just draw sort of a V shape away from it. And I'll get that up a little closer to the camera so you can see. So you can just draw a little V shape away. And you just can keep doing that down your leaf until it looks nice and leafy to you. It doesn't have to look exactly like mine. That is perfectly fine. Every snail is different. And this is your snail. So it can look however you want your snail and your leaf to look. So I think I'm going to stop right there. But if you wanted to, you could add more branches out from these, however you want to do it. But that's going to be my leaf right there. So next we're going to, the point is the front of our little project here. So we're going to glue our snail down here like that. So he's a snail. And once we've got him glued on, we're going to trim off some of the excess here. He doesn't need that long of a tail. So if you haven't folded your snail yet, if you weren't sure, this is where you do it. You can measure it up against your shell. He can be a tall snail. Mine's pretty tall. You could also make him shorter. If you want to redo your fold, that's okay. So see, you can very simply just refold him a little bit lower. Maybe you want him to be a shorter snail, and that's fine too. But we're going to glue our snail down. So once you have your snail folded, you're going to put some glue all along his back. Now, not on his front, because his front is going to stay popped up, and not on the back of his front, because that's going to stay popped up. So this flap, no glue. But right here on his base, you're going to put some glue. And when I say some glue, I really mean a lot of glue. You can't really have too much glue here. Well, you probably could, but you want to put glue all over him. See how much glue I've got there? You don't want just like a little stripe. We want plenty of glue. And you're going to take your snail and your leaf. You're going to put your snail face where you're going to want him popping up, which is towards the front, like that. And you're going to press him down so that he's glued. Woo, I'm shaking my camera. So that he's glued onto your leaf, like that. And now you're going to want to trim off any excess here. You don't really want anything hanging off of him. So we're going to just, whoops, snip his tail off. Oh my. And then I'm going to taper his tail. So I'm going to cut right there. And I'm going to flip him over. And I'm going to cut right there. So that he has a little tapered tail. Snails, I don't think, have square tails. So we're going to go for realism here. And once you have your snail glued down, you don't want to pull at them too much because glue takes a while to dry. But you can set them right there, and you're going to take your shell, which is your little spiral here, and you're going to put glue right here. In fact, it might be easier to put glue on the back of your snail here. I think that's how we're going to do this. So we're going to put my snail face down for now so I don't get any on him. Remember, you don't want any on this fold above the fold line. So none on the back of your snail head. Just right here. And again, plenty of glue. I'm going to get a little on the leaf so that my snail shell will stick. And I'm going to stick my snail shell down like that. I'm going to unfold him a little. I want him to be nice and a nice full snail shell. There we go. And there's that. So you might notice that my snail head is leaning forward a little. Maybe you like a forward moving snail. That's fine too. But what I'm going to do is put a little dot of glue right here on the back of his head where I told you earlier not to put any glue. Now you can. And we're going to just lean him back and press him into his shell. We're just going to hold him there for a second until it takes. And now you have a super cute snail on a leaf. Thank you guys. I hope you join us again for another fun craft.